invite you to become a member of the Global Anti-Scam Alliance. We have a mission. It's essential we work together to come up with new ideas, new solutions to protect people worldwide from scams, and we hope you will join us.
Good morning, Lisbon. A very warm welcome. Oh, well, thank you very much, but we still need to deserve your applause. But thank you for joining. Ladies and gentlemen in the back, there's a lot of room here in the front. I promise you I do not bite. Please join us. Welcome, everybody. My name is Jorij Abraham. I'm the Managing Director of the Global Anti-Scam Alliance. And I'm really very happy that so many people are joining. Before I start talking and babbling, I would like to welcome our host, Mr. Ribeiro, from Deco Proteste, the largest consumer protection organization in Portugal. Mr. Ribeiro, may I ask you to come to the floor? A warm applause, please.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Deco Proteste and Euro consumers, welcome to our fantastic Lisbon. Welcome to the Global Anti-Scam Summit Europe 2026. 3 years ago, we gathered here in Lisbon with GASA to discuss one of the fastest growing facing consumers problem worldwide, the global plague of online scams. 3 years ago was so different, and today it becomes even more important, this discussion. It means for Euro consumers, for Deco Proteste, it means a really great deal to us. As a consumer organization, to be co-hosting this event is not just because it takes place in our city, in our country, but because the conversation we are about to have in the next 2 days are really, really important. Let me start with a simple question. When did cybersecurity become a consumer issue? And the answer is quite simple, it always was. And for us, this is key and important to be here to discuss and to bring here really the consumer perspective. Euroconsumers is a leading international organization that brings together national consumer associations in Europe and in Brazil. Belgium, Italy, Spain, Poland, including Deco Proteste in Portugal. Euroconsumer represents almost 1 million customers, 7 million friends that we are linked every day and where we are able to empower our consumers. At the same time, we are improving the market. Scams are now probably, or for sure, one of the fastest growing forms of economic crime in Europe. They cross borders, they cross platforms, they cross sectors, they exploit trust. Trust in institutions, trust in technology, trust in each other. This is all about trust. And we believe that we really need to reinforce what we are missing is trust. The challenge is not just technical, is structural. No single organization, no single sector, no single country can respond to this alone. And we talked a lot about this, and we will talk about this. This is precisely why this kind of summit is so important. We need to act together. At Deco Proteste, this is what we see every day. Consumers come to us confused, consumers come to us ashamed, and often convinced that what happened to them was their fault. It was not. Scams are becoming more sophisticated. That is what drives our work. For Euro consumers, this is really important. Our priorities in the digital space are clear. Protection against online fraud, misleading commercial practices, defense on privacy, personal data under GDPR, transparency on digital platforms, effective support, fundamentally, digital literacy. This is, for us, our major role. We need to work on digital literacy of our consumers because an informed consumer is always the first and the first line of defense. But awareness alone is not enough. This is why, together with Euroconsumers and GASA, we have been calling for national anti-scam centers across Europe, spaces where victims can turn, where intelligence can be shared, and where consumer organizations are able to become a really part of the ecosystem. Because we don't want to be observers. We want to be active partners. The theme of the summit, Europe Against Scams, is not just a title. It's a challenge to all of us. Because what we want is to have a call to move from conversation to commitment, from intention to implementation, time to act, to make it happen, and to execute fast. Digital security is not an optional, is not a luxury, is a fundamental right of the modern consumer. Because of this, we are here together to be able to overcome this challenge. Again, welcome to Lisbon, welcome to Summit, and welcome to this lovely place. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ribeiro, and thank you for being the voice of the consumer.
For sure. Thank you.
So, let's see if the clicker works. Yes. Before I begin, actually, I'm amazed that so many people are in the room. The drinks yesterday were fantastic, and I understand that people made it quite late, but I do like to thank Visa for organizing the drinks yesterday, and I'm very happy that you all pulled through and are here today. But why are we here? Because everybody can get scammed. And at the Global Anti-Scam Summit, we have a tradition to scam the audience. Because at every summit, we try to scam you. And yes, we were successful again. Because many of you have seen this sign. We have 600 people in the room. 130 people scanned the barcode. And actually, 150 people tried to really get to the document which was behind the barcode. Don't be afraid. I mean, we did this together with Fred Fabric. It's only a Word document. There's no harm. But of course, it could have been a virus. So those who are afraid, Fred Fabric has a booth. They can check your mobile for you. But you really do not have to be afraid. But that's what we may want to make as a point. Everybody can get scammed. The scammer only needs to be at the right time, at the right place, with the right message to scam all of us. So as I think all of you know, scams are a global problem, which we need to resolve together. Meaning, as Mr. Ribeiro was already saying, we need to work together with the government, with the police, with the consumer protection organizations, the banks, the telecom operators, social media, to share knowledge, but also really work on the solutions. And that's what GASA does. GASA hopes to be the network to beat the network. And we're offering we're based on 4 pillars. 1, intelligence sharing, really working together, sharing the latest scam operandi, sharing best practices across the globe to not reinvent the wheel, but really move forward. Networking via these summits, but also via our member directory and our chapters, to which I will get later. We do a lot of research. We publish 30 reports annually, and we are working more and more also on policy recommendations to help governments move forward in their efforts to better protect their citizens. And solutions. So we're not only about gathering, sharing, networking. We really want to develop solutions together with our members. So last year we launched the Global Signal Exchange, and this year we're also launching this March we also launched Scam.org and SpotScam as concrete solutions to help people not get scammed. We had a very busy first half of the year. We had the honor to support the Global Fraud Summit organized by the United Nations and Interpol. We and our members supported the event, and it was a big honor to be allowed to present the Global Public-Private Partnership Framework at the United Nations. For me personally, it was one of my most scary moments in my life. Not the fact that I had to present in front of 1,300 people, but the fact that the entire speech was scripted, and I had to read from paper, and I was not allowed to deviate. But that was my personal experience. For GASA and for our members, I think it was a fantastic event, because it allowed us to connect to governments, as we need to work together with the governments to really reduce the number of scams. As I said, we have been very active. We also launched our GASA chapter in Africa. We already have chapters in Asia, in Latin, in North America, and now we launched also a GASA chapter in Africa. And I'm very happy that one of the first members is FNB Bank from South Africa, who's joining us. But we now also are connecting to the governments in Nigeria and Kenya to really build a local, strong network to fight scams. And we're currently also working on setting up GASA Europe. And I'm very happy that Euroconsumers is one of the first members joining us in that effort to work together with the European Commission and governments to see how we can accelerate our resilience against scams. As I said, we also do a lot of research. So every year we do a research study in this year, amongst more than 60,000 consumers worldwide to learn from their scam experience. What is really happening? What are consumers experiencing? And I want to briefly share our data from Europe, and this report is just published today. So we interviewed in Europe 22,000 consumers. And one of the biggest challenges we already have is that 71% of the European consumers think they can recognize scams. And we see a very strong relationship between the higher the level of confidence, the higher the level also of being scammed. 75% of the Europeans encountered a scam. So they got a phishing email, a text message, and many of us now receive those actually on a daily basis. 29% of the total group actually interacted with the scammer, meaning they clicked on a link, like some of you today scanned a QR code, or they saw a malvertisement, so they started interacting. And that's a big concern. And one of the other concerns I really have is that 16% of the parents said that actually their child had a scam experience. 6% of the total group, but 22% of the ones who interacted with the scammer actually lost money, lost data to the scammer. And 3% only reported it to the police or the other authorities. And that's of course also a concern, because if people don't come forward, don't report it, we don't have the data to act on it. And the biggest concern maybe is if a person really gets scammed, then the scam continues. We see that 42% of the people who got scammed are not scammed once, but maybe even twice or 3 times in the same year. Because they are on what you call, terrible name, the donkey list. They're being shared, they're being approached by money recovery services, etc. And then they're getting scammed again and again. So apart from the research, we also launch working groups. Together with our members, we really want to move a step forward in defining better policies to fight scams or work on concrete solutions. You're very much invited to join. The consumer working group really focuses on how can we build the resilience of the consumer, because we know that general awareness campaigns don't work. We need to do more. Prevention and intervention is really about raising the bar for scammers. How can we make it more difficult to abuse our systems, or how can we intervene faster? Enforcement is all about catching the scammer. What can we do? How can we disable the infrastructure he is using? Research is focusing on making the commercial sector and the scientific community working more together, sharing more what the scientific community is doing and what the commercial sector, how the commercial sector can work better together to do more research, to better understand scams and take better measures. Finance is focusing, amongst others, on money mules, and intelligence sharing is really about this year about finding a better balance between information, between privacy, which is very important, but also being able to fight the scammers. We don't do this alone. We do this now with 130 members globally, and behind us you see all our foundation partners and members who are supporting us on a continuous basis. And I really would like to thank them, because without their support, this would not have been possible. The event is hybrid. You see a lot of cameras. So those of you, and I think we have a few hundred people who registered virtually who are joining, please be patient with us. Organizing a hybrid event is always difficult. If you have technical problems, use the chat or email partner@gasa.org. If you're a scam victim, please do not share what your experience was in the chat. If you like to, if you need help or need support, use our email address, partner@gasa.org, and we're very happy to support you. And please also use the chat to introduce yourself, your organization, and I also wish all the virtual participants a very good day. For those in the audience, please scan the QR code behind me. I promise these are not scams. But you can download the app. And the app gives you not only information about all the sessions going on today and tomorrow, but also allows you to network. So you can connect to the other participants. And we have great places where you can meet one-to-one in that alley there, but also here on the first floor, you can meet and have a good discussion. I wish you a very good day and lots of learning and lots of sharing. Thank you very much.